These people try to expose you because they're jealous and envious of you. When you are dealing with women who are jealous and envious of other women, they are always trying to, quote, expose somebody else. I came across a video on TikTok of a young lady. She loves to take pictures of herself all glammed up, looking beautiful for Instagram, TikTok, and what have you. One of her so-called friends decided to post a picture of her when she did not have her glam on. She took a picture of her in her natural state. So she didn't have hair, she didn't have nails, she didn't have makeup, she just was in her natural state. And she still looked nice. But the friend, so-called fake friend, decided to post this. I say this to say, when you are dealing with people who are secretly jealous of you, they are always trying to get you in those I gotcha moments. Her goal of posting this picture of her so-called friend with no makeup, no glam, was to show people that she is not as cute or as pretty as they think she is. See, this young lady, she has a following on TikTok, a following on Instagram. And if you know anything about social media, a lot of times it comes down to aesthetics and how you look. If she has a strong following based on how she looks, people seeing that she does not look that way in real life might distort her real following. I say that to say when people are jealous and envious, even when it's not social media, they're always trying to so-called expose these gotcha moments. This brings me to the first point. When a woman is jealous and envious and trying to expose you, she's only trying to do that because she sees you as more important than herself. When people are often jealous and envious of other people, they have a way of trying to put you on a pedestal only to yank you down. A woman who is jealous and envious and tries to expose you, she is the queen at trying to point out things that might not be natural about you, things that might not be, what she thinks isn't authentic to who you are. A person who is jealous and envious, they will do little petty things like trying to take bad pictures of you and exposing it to the world. Be mindful of people who like to use the things that you are self-conscious about against you. And I really think using this as an example of the young lady on social media, anytime somebody sees that you have an image of being one way online and they want to show people that you're another way, these people are trying to sabotage you because they're jealous and envious of you. Somebody who is not a jealous, envious hater, number one, they will understand that you have control over the image you want to portray. And if that image you portray is making them jealous or envious, jealous, envious people will try to come along and try to sabotage that image. I want to backtrack on what I just said about be aware of people who try to use the things that you are self-conscious about and try to use that to so-called expose you. There are some people who get so jealous, so envious of other people, they will take the very things that you are self-conscious about and try to use it against you. So let's say, and I actually did a story about this not too long ago, or maybe a year ago. A woman was kind of self-conscious about her house, about her refrigerator, about her kitchen, and she had a young lady in her home who was deliberately trying to take pictures of her unfinished kitchen. People who are jealous and envious, they will do things like this. The very things that you are kind of self-conscious about. Maybe you're a woman that doesn't like to take a lot of pictures. You're not photogenic. You'll have some jealous, envious hater trying to get a whole bunch of pictures of you and post them online. It's because you said you're not photogenic. This brings me to the next point. Be very mindful of exposing your own insecurities in front of the wrong people. When you are dealing with miserable, jealous, or envious people who have this way of trying to expose other people, they will use the very things that you told them, the things that you might be self-conscious about, and try to use that against you. This whole shaming, because that really is what it is, when women are jealous and envious of other women, they try to use shaming to expose other women. A lot of times it's the women who have no right to say anything about another woman. They can be so messy in their own life, but because they're jealous and envious of another woman, they will overlook their own mess and try to focus on another woman's issue. This is how delusional some people get. But I want to go back to this whole exposing the things that you're self-conscious about. There are a lot of women who do not look good in pictures. They don't think they look good in pictures. They're not really photogenic, but in person, they are beautiful. If I had to choose, I'd rather be beautiful in person than to come across as beautiful in a picture. If I'm beautiful in pictures, wonderful. But my in-person presence will always be more important. I say that to say, there are some people, when they so-called try to expose you, they will post the picture of you in the most unflattering pose, unflattering face, and they will post that. How many times have we seen people do this to celebrities like Rihanna? I remember one picture they posted of her. She was performing on stage, and I think it's because of the angle. She looked a little scary. It was her profile, her side profile, and the way she was speaking and singing at the time. Look, we all have bad moments in photos, but to a person who is jealous and envious, they will take some of your photos and try to distort them, or the one that you said you don't like, that'll be the one that they post. These are things that are sometimes overlooked, but people don't recognize this is people showing you just how miserable, toxic, and jealous they are. If somebody doesn't respect the fact that you don't want your picture posted or a certain picture of yourself in a certain way, you just don't like how it looks and you don't want it posted, if they don't respect that and they use it as an opportunity to try to expose and or embarrass you, these people are secretly jealous of you. That's just my opinion. Another thing that people will do when they're trying to so-called expose you is that they will bring up things from your past to try to make your present not look as great. If you are the kind of woman that is doing well in your life now and you are dealing with jealous, envious haters, don't be surprised if they try to look into your past history to find something to make you not look so great. I don't know if you're catching on to the theme here, but it's the whole not making you look so great part. People who are jealous and envious and often very miserable, and they try to look for ways to expose you because they think so highly of you. It's not you thinking that you're anybody of importance, even though you are. It's not you thinking that you're better than other people. It's them thinking that they're better than that you're better than them, which causes them to try to do petty things like expose you. You might be in a wonderful relationship and they will go out of their way to constantly speak on the things that you've been through in your previous relationships. This brings me to the next point. Be mindful or be very aware of people who want to talk about hurtful things from your past and expose those things because they're jealous and envious of your present. People who are often the most miserable, jealous, envious, and sometimes mean-spirited people, they have such good memory that they can remember all of the bad things that have happened to you more than you can. They can remember all of the painful things you've been through. They remember the bad relationships. They remember all the arguments you had with family. They remember all of your past traumas because they're storing those things in their memory bank to use against you when things are going great for you. How many times have you been feeling good? You've been in a good situation, and then you have some miserable, toxic family member sit around you trying to talk about the things from the past. I don't know about you, but for me, I learned from my past, and the way I see it, when God delivers me from bad things, from bad situations, from toxic people, I don't want to revisit those things. I don't want to sit there and just talk about all of the bad things that have happened, all of the trials, all the tribulations, all of the things that people try to put me through. I don't want to sit back and talk about those things. I've moved forward. But there are some people, because they don't like how chill, how calm, how good your present is, they have to bring up the past because it's more entertaining for them. It makes them feel good about their own bad life, about their own messy life, to talk about the things that were bad for you. This is the reason why as you level up and as you do better in your life, you want to surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing. You do not want to be around people who do not know how to let go of the past, specifically your past. So these people are mad because you stay away from people who try to expose you. They try to expose you because they're jealous and envious of you. See, people who live in the past, especially when they're doing it, not because they're, thinking about how good things are now compared to how they were, they're looking for things to use against you to kind of bring you down to reality. This brings me to the next point. When people try to expose you because they're jealous and envious of you, it's often because the way you live now is making them feel some kind of way. It's irritating them. It's triggering their envy. Some people only feel good if they can remember the bad version of you. They want to remember the version of you that cussed them out. They want to remember the version of you that used to snap on everybody. They want to remember the version of you that put other people in their place when they used to come at you. They don't want to know the version of you that is more patient, that is more calm, that doesn't deal with things the way you used to, the more mature and leveled up version of you. See, seeing a version of you that does not identify with their jealous, envious center of how they want to see you, these people have to bring up things from your past in order to make them feel good about themselves. Being around people who you can start fresh with, that is what's going to help you detach from jealous, miserable people. Now, I'm not saying that there are some things from the past that can follow you into your present, especially if you've not made changes. But if you have done the work to change your image, you have gotten right with God, most importantly, the way I see it. If you have done that inner work, nobody has the right to hold your past against you. And sometimes people will do that, especially when they're jealous and envious of you. So these people are mad because you refuse to be around people who try to expose you. They only do it because they're envious and jealous of you. Being around new people. As women, the more you level up, the more you mature, the more you change, you should desire to be around different people. There are some people from your past, they are not going to let you live down your past. They're not going to stop trying to sabotage you and play mental mind games with you about things from the past, and they try to distract you from things in the present. This is the reason why you can't normally elevate in the same place that brought you down. When you are dealing with people who are always trying to expose you, it will naturally bring down your mood. It'll bring down your motivation. It'll have you almost backtracking into the person you used to be if you're not careful. This is the reason why either you have to get around new people or be comfortable being by yourself for a season. Getting around new people, that will give you the opportunity to really operate as that new version of yourself. Sometimes people who think they know you the most, they only have one version of you that they know. And if they are jealous and envious, it's normally the version that they have drummed up in their mind or the version of you that they got based on how badly they were treating you at the time. This is a little bit of a sidebar, but still on point with how some people only try to expose you because they're jealous and envious of you. When people start realizing that your response to them was based on how they were treating you at the time, they can never recognize that. They only recognize how you responded and not what they did to get that response. If you lost your temper with somebody or you did not act in the most gracious or classy way, I'm not saying that we all don't have a level of self-control we need to act in, but there are some people who are provocateurs. They like to provoke other people to wrath. They like to cause other people to snap on them and then wonder why it happened, because they try to do things to make you do that. But when you get to a point and place where you no longer let people bother you in that way, when people get jealous of the fact that you no longer deal with your issues in that way, they're going to make you out to be the aggressor and they're going to be the victim. You will always be the villain in somebody's story. That is the point. And the more you level up, the more you move past those things, you have to get used to just having been the villain in somebody's story at one point in time. So these people are mad because you don't deal with people who try to expose you because they're only trying to do it because they're jealous and envious of you and of where you are now. When you get around people who don't really know too much about you, or they are looking at you from an objective perspective, they're not coming at you with judgment, they're coming at you with understanding. Those are the people you want to be around, where you can actually begin to work on your personal development. Be the woman you want to be. Sometimes, and I have to say this, sometimes family holds you back the most from moving forward from your past, especially when they're jealous and envious of where you are going. When they see your future looking bright, when they see your journey looking really good, when they see that you are getting closer to God, you are getting more grounded spiritually and mentally, and then they see things naturally starting to happen for you, you start doing well in your career, you start looking good and feeling good, carrying yourself with confidence, dignity, and grace, there are going to be some people who are going to be like, let me look back in my memory bank to remember what she used to be like, so I can tell people this is not really her. This is how petty some people can be. Let me go back and look at how her mom used to be so people can know her mom used to be like this. This is how some people can be. And I say this to say, when you come across people who try to do this kind of thing to you, don't let it bring you down. You are not your parents. You are not your family of origin. You are not your surroundings or your environment. Don't let jealous, envious people and their attempts to expose you or shame you make you feel as if you have to go into hiding, or as if you're some kind of imposter because you are no longer the same woman that you used to be, or because you do not represent. You might have came from a family that was, kind of out there, but you're not that. When people are jealous and envious, they will try to look for all kind of ways to throw some kind of dirt on your name, to try to make it appear as if you are not as decent, not as good, not as righteous, not as holy, not as respectful as you know you are. Don't let people and their misery cause you to have a poor perception of yourself and block out the voices of jealous, envious people. Meditate on things that are good. Meditate on things that are lovely. Meditate on the word of God. Meditate on the things that God has done for you. Focus on your blessings and your gifts. Focus on imparting things into people that are not always trying to dig into your past history or, quote, expose you about petty things. Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, leave the cute little high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.